Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen to Ultimate Dirt TV for the final race of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. Practice coming to a close. Now we get set for tonight's qualifying and then some heat races. I think we'll have 3 heat races here this evening. Just 23 drivers making the trip back to compete in race number 2 of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals, presented by Dirty Old Bastards. We'll have your top 10 qualifying drivers coming on to the left hand side of the screen. Now each driver, they have 2 minutes to go out there and lay down their 2 fastest lap times. Chase Cabray, well, the pressure's on him, although not too much pressure because he's got quick time. If he finishes first, he will automatically be crowned the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals champion. If he finishes second, here's where it gets interesting. Anthony LaPresto must win if he wants to claim victory here in the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. However, David Harleman, he's still got a chance as well. It's all about trying to get the luck in race number 2. At the moment, Chase Cabray, well, he's starting it off with a qualifying time of a 15.551. David Harleman sits second with a 15.565. And Zane Scott rounds out the top 3 with a 15.586. Zach McLaughlin with a 15.599. Anthony LaPresto top 5 with a 15.601. Kirsten with a 15.609. Chris Brenner 15.610. Bruce Jones 15.648. A 15.666 for Michael Sheridan. And in 10th spot, rounding out the top 10, is Western Newell with a 15.678. Here it is, checkered flag. Chase Cabray will start pole, heat race number 1. 3 heat races here this evening. All drivers transferring to the main event. Again, no B main required. As I said, 23 drivers in attendance for the second race of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. Let's take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid for heat race number 1. Starting on the pole, your feature 1 winner. Now quick time in qualifying for race number 2 in car number 4, it's Chase Cabray. Starting out of position number 2 in car number 11, it's Zach McLaughlin. Starting out of position number 3 in car number 70, it's Chris Brenner. And to his outside, out of position 4, the 222 of Western Newell. Starting position 5 in the 15, it's Dylan Workman. Starting out of position 6 in the 93, it's Chris Roberts. Starting out of position 7 in car number 77, it's Aaron Schaefer. And lining up out of position number 8, it's 024 of Ryan Martin. Once again, 10 laps on the board here at the Knoxville Raceway. Heat number 1 of the final race program for the Wicked Cushion and Dirty Old Bastards Knoxville Nationals. It's time to go. Cabray, McLaughlin.
Green, green, green.
Green flag is underway. Heat 1 begins with Chase Cabray. To the middle of turns 1 and 2. Keep an eye on Chris Brenner looking to slide into position 2, but no. Almost going to get shuffled back to position 4 with Zach McLaughlin getting back around the outside of Brenner in turns 1 and 2. And now here is Western Newell on the outside. A little out of shape, Western Newell down the front straight away. McLaughlin and Brenner side by side. McLaughlin's got the run. Workman and Roberts trying to put pressure on the 222 of Western Newell in the turn number 3 and 4. Battle on the racetrack for second and third again. Brenner trying to find a way by the 11 of Zach McLaughlin. Oh, he had to take evasive action again. And he's going to lose 1-2 spots right now. McLaughlin. Newell is Western Newell. He's got by McLaughlin, but McLaughlin coming back on the outside into turns 1 and 2. McLaughlin slides up, Dylan Workman around, and Chris Roberts, I believe that is stuck in the fence. And an unfortunate party in that one. An innocent one at that. And let's take a look at our Colby's eye paints. Instant replay. See a couple of green cars just in front of them. There was the contact. Only the tow truck to the back straightaway, please. Tow truck to the back straightaway to pick out the front axle of Chris Roberts. In fact, he's back on pit road, so unfortunate for Roberts, but he's still got a spot in tonight's main event. However, it will be starting at a position 22, I believe. The light's still on the iRacing official pace truck. We'll have 3 laps to go when we get the green flag next time by. The race leader, Chase Cabray. Green flag as we come off turn 4. So caution laps count in heat races only. In the main event they will not count. Gives these drivers the best chance to run 25 laps under the green flag. Speaking of the green flag, it's back out again as Chase Cabray once again. Chris Brenner in second, Western Newell, Aaron Schaefer, Ryan Martin as well. Back in there in 4th and 5th, Zach McLaughlin and Dylan Workman, Ryan 6th and 7th. Cabray, the race leader, with 1.5 to go down the back straightaway. Western Newell, however, pressuring the 70 of Chris Brenner into turns 1 and 2. Sorry, 3 and 4. Into 1 and 2 this time for the final time. Chase Cabray through the middle of the racetrack. Comfortable out in front. He will get the win in turns 3 and 4. Checkered flag flies. Chase Cabray wins. Second, Chris Brenner. Third, Western Newell. Aaron Schaefer, Ryan Martin, Zach McLaughlin, Dylan Workman, and Chris Roberts. Heat 1 in the books. Should we take a look at our Colby's eye paints? Well, we're going to try and get a replay of that one. But we'll take a look at our SETI Group Holdings starting grid for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole, heat race number 2 in car number 5, it's David Heilemann. Starting out of position number 2 in car number 57, Anthony Lepresto. At a position 3 in the 09, it's Bruce Jones. On the outside of row number 2, at a position 4 in car number 44, it's Ryan Pace. On the inside of the 3rd row, at a position 5 in car number 22, Kyle Atkinson. To his outside, starting at a position 6, car number 16 of Sean Wallenfels Jr. Starting position 7 in car number 32, it's James Taylor. And your final starter for the 8-car heat race of heat race number 2 in car number 10, it's Corey Cosboth. The penultimate heat of the Wicked Cushion and Dirty Old Bastards Knoxville Nationals. Yes, of course, you guessed it, we're at the Knoxville Raceway. The virtual Knoxville Raceway, that is. David Harleman, Anthony Lopresto, the drivers that finished second and third in race 1's main event. We get set to go green flag racing. Here we go. Taylor and Cosboth contact. Taylor half spun the car. We stay green for the opening lap. David Harleman leading down the front straight away. Second belongs to Anthony Lopresto. This track not as much used up as what race 1 was. Although they're going to have 15 less laps on it, that's for sure, because no B main here tonight, which means we're still going to see a slick racetrack, but I don't think it's going to be as slick as what we've seen it all week. Watching the 09 of Bruce Jones on screen, just behind your first and second place drivers. David Harleman in the 5, out in front. Anthony Lopresto in the 57, in position number 2. Both drivers run in the middle of the racetrack through turns 3 and 4. Spread out single file here at the Knoxville Raceway. Lopresto trying something different, running the slider line through turns 1 and 2. Out of turn 2, past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame in New Zealand. David Harleman continuing to lead every lap of heat race number 2. Looking to get that spot on the outside of the front row for tonight's main event. That'll put Anthony Lopresto back to position 5. So Harleman with 3.5 to go here in heat race number 2. On Ryan Pace and Sean Waterfields Jr. Both drivers got a little close on the entry into turn number 3%. Pace was just a little bit higher up on the racetrack than what Waterfields Jr. was, and they're almost contact. Again on the back straightaway, Ryan Pace trying to catch up the third place driver of Bruce Jones with an 09 machine. 2 to go for David Harleman to start on the outside of the front row. Turns 3 and 4, the white flag is out. One more lap around the Knoxville Raceway for David Harleman here in heat race number 2. Down past the Lucas Oil Grandstand, down into 3 and 4 we go. Check and flag is at the ready. Checkers are out. David Harleman leads Anthony Lopresto home. In second, Bruce Jones third. Ryan Pace, Sean Waterfields Jr., Carl Atkinson, James Taylor and Corey Cosboth. Finished that one there in heat race number 2. As let's take a look at our City Group Holdings starting grid for the final heat of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. Starting on the pole, the final heat race of the night in car number 37, it's Zane Scott. To his outside, the 27 of Robert Kirsten will line up out of position number 2. Out of position 3, it's the 23 of Michael Sheridan. Starting position 4 in car number 21, it's Tyler Henselman. Starting position 5 in the 127, Stephen Hill. His teammate will start alongside him in row number 3 on the outside. Out of position 6, it's 057 of Craig Dunn. And our final starter for the final heat race of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals, out of position 7 in the 05, it's Tyler Curtis. 7 cars just in heat race number 3. And this is the final heat, which will line up about 23 starters for the final race of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. Has been a long week. This is the 4th night of racing. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday were all prelim nights where drivers could gain as many points as they can, and from the points we took the top 32 drivers and took them into night number 4, the final night, to find out who will be crowned the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals champion. Well, it could be one of 3 drivers after an amazing start. It all now just depends on luck and whether they can finish towards the front, because it goes off the averaging highest finishing position. However, if there is a tie, can tell it will go to the highest finisher in race number 2. Time to get after it. Final heat of the night. Zane Scott, Robert Kirsten to the front row. Through turns number 3, when they get to the end of the billboard sign here in turn number 4, that's when they can go, so long as the pace track is exited. 3, 2, 1, green flag is out and we're underway. Scott will lead the cars off of turn number 2. Robert Kirstetter closely followed in second. Now Kirstetter to the inside of Scott. Oh, that was very close between Scott and Kirstetter. And now Stephen Hill put the pressure on Michael Sheridan. Down the back straight away to the 3-4. Stephen Hill looks to the inside. Craig Dunn as well. 3-car battle for second, third, and fourth. Make that a 4-car battle. Oh, Craig Dunn got into the wall, and Tyler Curtis. Well, gave me a little bit of a don't argue on that one. 7 laps to go in the final heat of the night. Scott leads Kirstetter, Sheridan, Hill, Henselman, Curtis, and Dunn, the 7 cars in this one. Oh no, there's contact, and Zane Scott upside down in a big way. And well, he's got the car back on all 4, so that's positive. Although I think the old dreaded meatball flag might have something to say about that one. Let's take a look at our Colby's iPaint's instant replay as the drivers come off turn 2. Kirstetter and Scott hooked each other. Sheridan caught the wall. Everyone caught Zane Scott, all bar Craig Dunn. Here's another replay on board with Robert Kirstetter this time. Scott just got a little loose there. Kirstetter got the run. I don't think Scott anticipated that Kirstetter was having such a good run on the top side, unfortunately. Zane Scott, well, you go inside the cockpit of that race car. Well, he's just going to send it into the crowd almost. Unfortunately for Zane Scott, that's going to be his night. Well, his heat race done. So there's 3 laps to go when we come out of turn number 4. This time by, we'll get the green flag. It'll be Stephen Hill, Michael Sheridan, Robert Kirstetter, Tyler Henselman, Tyler Curtis, and Craig Dunn. Stephen Hill started on the 3rd row. Now finds himself leading this one. 7 down, 3 to go. You see damage to the front end of that race car. Is that going to take any performance away from the 127? Michael Sheridan's got some damage as well. Kirstetter might have some damage as well. Tyler Henson might be in the best shape here. Out of the drivers in the top 4. 2 to go for Stephen Hill. Kirstetter on the inside of Sheridan into turns 1 and 2. Your races for 2nd and 3rd. Sheridan, he's going to bust the rear end of that race car. Somehow he's just fighting to stay alive. 1 lap to go for Stephen Hill. Kerstetter and Sheridan still side by side. Sheridan's got the run. Into 3 and 4 we go. Stephen Hill's got this one wrapped up, and Kerstetter got into the side of Sheridan. He takes second. And Tyler Henselman, I believe, may have gotten third on the line. He did by just under half a tenth. Sheridan gets 4th. And that is heat racing complete. I'm not sure whether these drivers are going to go into their 4 wide salute again. We'll see here in just a moment. Unless the drivers have been given or been told otherwise. Of course, they will go 4 wide for a couple of laps. And of course, the missing man formation in memory of Jason Johnson. While these drivers are assembling into the 4 wide formation, it's that time of the night where we play the Star Spangled Banner. The greatest sight in all of motorsports, with the missing man formation in memory of the Raging Cajun, Jason Johnson. These guys are 4 wide here at the Knoxville Raceway for the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. They come off at turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to bang your hands together for these drivers. Race number 1 was an outstanding show with a finish of 0.018 of a second. We get set for race number 2. A break formation, and that is all that you need to see, ladies and gentlemen. We are just 25 laps away from crowning the first ever Wicked Cushion and Dirty Old Bastards Knoxville Nationals champion. They're going to give these drivers just a few moments time, and then we'll get set, and we'll have our SETI Group Holdings starting grid. Let's take a look at the City Group Holdings starting grid.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event.
Starting on the pole, car number 4, it's Chase Cabray. He's outside the 5 of David Harleman.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Out of position number 3, the 127 of Stephen Hill. Out of position 4, it's the 70 of Chris Brenner. Lining up out of 5, the 57 of Anthony Lepresto. Starting out of position 6, the 27 of Robert Kirstetter. Out of position 7, the 222 of Weston Hill. Out of position 8, the 09 of Bruce Jones. Tyler Henselman, Aaron Schaefer, row 5. Ryan Pace alongside Michael Sheridan, row 6. Ryan Martin, Sean Wallenfeld Jr., row 7. Craig Dunn, Zach McLaughlin, Carl Atkinson, Tyler Curtis, Dylan Workman, James Taylor, Zane Scott, Chris Robertson, and Corey Cosper. As the fireworks go off here at the Knoxville Raceway for the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals.
For this.
The lights are out. We crown the Knoxville Nationals champion. Very, very shortly. 25 laps the distance. Chase Cabray, David Harleman, the front row. 25 laps on the board. And we are green. Harleman and Cabray race side by side down the back straight away. Cabray has the line going through turns 3 and 4. Slide job line, all the drivers so far make it out alive in turns or on lap number 1. A lot of mud being thrown up, or clay I should say, in turns 1 and 2, and the yellow flag is out. And this time it is James Taylor in the 32. Let's take a look at the Colby's iPads instead of replay. I think Brian Martin may have had something to do with that one as well. Now Taylor, McLaughlin and Martin got caught together. Taylor had nowhere to go. And unfortunately for Ryan Martin, well, he's just been flipped out of the ballpark. Kyle Atkinson involved. Corey Cosper made it out alive. Zach McLaughlin, although there was a little contact there with Ryan Martin. The first caution is out in the main event for race number 2, and let me tell you, no love lost between these two guys on the racetrack. Chase Cabray and David Harleman. They had a great race along with Anthony Lepresto and Robert Kirstetter in race number 1. And we look at our top 5. Chase Cabray, David Harleman, Stephen Hill, Anthony Lepresto, Chris Brenner, Robert Kirstetter in 6. So, I mean, the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals are still anybody's guess at the moment. Essentially 2 down with 23 remain. Like I said earlier, we're going to crown a Knoxville Nationals champion. It's the highest averaging finishing position from both races. Cabray, if he can win, will be crowned the Knoxville Nationals champion immediately, pending any restart or jump starts at the admins and race control re-look over. David Harleman's already had 1 race taken away from him this week due to jumping a restart. I must say thanks to him because that gave me the win. Anyhow, green flag this time off of turn number 4. Chase Cabray, David Harleman, and Stephen Hill. In 3, 2, 1, Green flag is out. Chase Cabray got on the gas. All the drivers fighting to get to the top side of the racetrack. Bruce Jones getting shuffled back a couple of positions down the back straight away. We're looking at Presto trying to put the moves on. Stephen Hill in turns 3 and 4. Yellow, 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 and just like we're seeing what we're happening in race number 1. This time it might be the 09 of Bruce Jones. Let's take a look at the Colby's iPads instant replay. Back to Schaefer and Wallenfels Jr. who got together. Let's set the 09 up into the wall, upside down. Well, that will be his night done. So already losing 3 cars already here in the opening couple of laps of this main event. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to the Ultimate Dirt TV channel. It's much appreciated. We've just hit, a couple of days ago, we just hit over 200 subscribers. So thank you very much for everyone that's subscribed to the channel. And of course, if you're watching there, don't forget to head over to our Facebook page. Go to facebook.com/Ultimate Dirt TV. Hit the like and follow button there as well. And of course, if you're watching on Facebook, head over to the YouTube page as well. Lights are out this time by green flag off of turn number 4. You can let us know who you're cheering for in the YouTube, Facebook chat, one of the two. Have access to it all.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go. Green flag is back out here in the main event for race number 2 of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. Brenner looking to get by his teammate Anthony Presto in 1 and 2. Presto now fighting back on the inside of Stephen Hill, looking for the slide job for 3rd. He will get it. And this is exactly what Cabray wants, if he can just hold the guys off behind him. Cabray, it's going to be more than likely that he will be... Oh no, the Presto around! And there goes his Nationals champion. There goes the Nationals championship for Anthony Presto. Oh no, unlucky for the 50-70. Just, let's take a look at that Colton Barbate's instant replay. Stephen Hill and Lepresto made contact, and while the car's just coming through, he had nowhere to go. Tyler Henselman unfortunately caught up in that one as well. Had nowhere to go, was the driver of the 21. And look at that, he was inside of a top 10. And all of a sudden, things just went pear-shaped for him. And that just sucks because he was finally having a good run. And what happens? Lady Luck comes back to bite him on the backside. Caution number 3. The lights turn off on the pace truck. And so we'll have 20 remain, so 5 laps just completed here in the main event for race number 2. And it just comes down to just 2 drivers at the moment. If they can finish inside of the top 3 or 5, it's going to be either Chase Cabray or David Holloman who will be crowned champion. Holloman, if he needs to win, he needs Cabray to finish 3rd or worse. If Cabray gets 2nd, 1st or 2nd, he will be the winner. He'll be crowned champion of the Knoxville Nationals champion over the 2 races. Ryan Pace looking at the inside of Western Hill in turns 3 and 4. The drivers around the back here. Oh no, Zane Scott.
Yellow flag is out.
Zane Scott in the inside wall. He's night done as well. In the 37, let's take a look at the top 9 race. And see what happened here. Just on the front straight away. He's on the bottom side. Tyler Kerr, they checked up. Take a look at another replay of that one. So keep an eye on the 5 car. On the top. Came down, checked up. Car just shot left. Straight into Zane Scott. Kind of like what Chris Roberts was in the heat race. Speaking of Chris Roberts, he's out as well. Sean Wallenfels Jr., he's done as well. So we're down to 16 cars in race number 2. A couple of early cautions here in race number 2, and that's exactly what we've seen in race number 1, but it has been the theme all week, unfortunately, but let me tell you that the racing has been absolutely phenomenal. Lights are still on the pace track, and they'll flick the switch and turn them off this time by. White flag, lap number 37. So 18 to go this time. Yeah, they'll get a couple of laps in.
Green flag, green flag.
Here we go, still a lot of the drivers once again in the early parts of this race going to the top side of the racetrack. Brenner and Cabray down low in turns 3 and 4. Cabray, the race leader. 17 to go. And your battle is on for the 3rd spot. We're going to keep an eye on this 3rd, 4th and 5th battle, but we're also going to keep an eye on the battle for the race lead. Holloman out to the inside, and Chase Cabray, you got company, because here comes a slow jump from David Holloman. Holloman back to the inside. Cabray down low in 3 and 4. Holloman on the top side of the racetrack. He's got the thing pinned where he wants to go. Totally different racetrack for the final from what we've seen over the past 3 nights of racing. Well, 3.5 I should say. David Holloman, your race leader. Chase Cabray 2nd. Chris Brenner 3rd. Robert Kerstetter 4th. And then you go back to Stephen Hill in 5th spot. For the Team VLR driver. In the TAC 3 defend. Dallin McGrovich, car number 5, leads his field. Oh, Robert Kerstetter, upside down. Oh no, I believe that was Kerstetter all on his own. And someone coming through the field, finished the job. We keep it on. Have a look at our Colby's iPlane's instant replay. Have a look on board the 27. Rode the wall. Trying to do his best Logan Seavey impression, although there was no one in front of him that was spun out. Comes off the cushion, 2 wheels, Western Hill was sort of running in that line anyway, so there's nothing the Western can do about that one. And Robert Kerstetter, a mistake all on his own, and the rear end severely shifted on that race car. West headed back to the pits, and his night done for. They come past the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum at the virtual Knoxville Raceway.
One the green guys, tighten up, single file. White flag lap 40. Lead them as far any time after the truck.
12 laps to go. Here in the final race of the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals. Presented by Dirty Old Bastards. Things are running a little over time, unfortunately. It's just the way that things happen here. Let's go. 12 laps for David Harleman.
Green flag, green flag.
If he can get the win, Cabray would need to finish third or worse for David Harleman to crown the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals champion. Cabray needs to finish second or better for himself to be crowned the champion. Chris Brenner could really throw a spanner in the works if he was able to get by the number 4 of Chase Cabray. As we watch the top 3 go through turns 1 and 2. All on the top side of the racetrack, coming to 10 laps to go. This time by for turn number 4. 10 to go in the stripe. We're just in the race control to get that confirmation. He's not going to... There we go, 10 to go, we just heard it. Brenner trying to find his way up to position number 2. Cabray down low in 3 and 4. Brenner still working the top side of the racetrack. How about Weston Hill and Stephen Hill battling for 4th and 5th? And you're back to Ryan Pace and Michael Sheridan. Pace with the slider on Sheridan in turns 1 and 2. One on the slider line in 3 and 4 again. This is where we keep on focusing for our top 3 drivers. Brenner's got a run on the inside of Chase Cabray on the back straight. Cabray slams the door shut. There was a bit of net code there. And Brenner and Cabray got into it. Brenner going to shut the door on Cabray. Oh, yellow flag is out. Just as the 2 were going into 1 and 2 side by side. Tyler Henselman. It's definitely not him. The 05 of Tyler Curtis. Now look at our Coppers iPaint's instant replay. Just driving a little too straight in the center of 3 and 4, and he goes upside down. So Tyler Curtis, too much damage on that 05 machine. And speaking of a 5 machine, well, David Heilemann. You see the white flag come out at number 43, I believe it is. Lights are still flashing. So we should have 8 laps to go. So we're already inside of a heat race distance here for the final race of the series. Final race of the Knoxville Nationals, I should say, not series. Because we've still got a week or 2 left in the actual Wicked Cushion World of Outlaws Craftsman Sprint Car Series, and of course the Blue Sphere Corporation 360 Series.
Flag lap 43.
Sorry, 6 to go. Talk about doing math wrong. Now Harlan needs to be careful not to do what he done on night number 1 and jump a restart. Although this time waiting Waiting,
Green's out.
playing
Green flag,
the
green
waiting
flag.
game very patiently. Green flag is out. He goes through turns 1 and 2. Oh, Western Newell. Uh-oh,
Yellow,
Chase
yellow,
Cabray. Man, he must be thinking he would be PI55ED right now, because that is his Knoxville Nationals campaign over. And I tell you what it does, Heinemann, all he has to do is finish in the top 3. And I will tell you right now, with 5 to go, there's every chance that he will do that. He will be officially crowned the Wicked Cushion Knoxville Nationals champion. Anthony Lepresto already out now, as is Chase Cabray. And, well, I would normally get a word with Heinemann here, but it looks like he's got all of his stuff muted on Discord. And you know what? Rightfully so, because it's time to concentrate with the final 5 laps upon us. Chase Cabray, he must feel absolutely gutted right now with what has transpired over the past couple of laps. There was a little bit of netcode issue there with Brenner and Cabray. However, they kept it going, but on that restart into 1 and 2, Western Newell and Cabray made a little contact. And both drivers going upside down. And Cabray's chances at a Nationals Championship has just been taken away.
White flag lap 46. Looks like
5 to go. 5 to go, Chris Roberts. I don't know how Tyler Curtis is still out there. He's had more hits than Elvis in tonight's main events. Five laps for the 5 machine of David Heinemann, Chris Brenner.
Green's out. Green flag.
Well,
green
he would
flag.
need a miracle here if he was to get the win and the Knoxville Nationals Championship here. We go through 1 and 2. I think we're dwindled down to about 10 or 11 cars so far. We watched Stephen Hill work to the top side in 3 and 4. 4 laps to go. But David Heinemann is 2 miles away from being crowned a Knoxville Nationals champion. Watching Brenner on screen in 2nd position, coming to 3 to go. A lot less laps, a lot less cars here in the final event of this week. And here comes Chris Brenner working on the top side of the racetrack. Heinemann down low, 2 to go. Sliding line for David Heinemann. Brenner got a little out of shape there, hitting the cushion in the centre of 1 and 2 as it goes back to the top in 3 and 4. Oh, Stephen Hill into the wall. That gives Michael Sheridan 3rd. It's white flag. They've got to race it to the line no matter if the yellow flag comes out. And David Heinemann for the final time of the week through turns 3 and 4. This is not going to be denied and not going to be taken away from him. He wins race number 2. And he will be crowned Knoxville Nationals winner and champion.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We got it in. Sheridan got 3rd. Well